Hey YouTube, my name is Justin, and yes, I am the Million Dollar Batchmaker. Coming at you with all the advice you need to improve your beauty, personal care, and cosmetics business. Now, today's topic of interest is a little different from the norm, but it's important nonetheless. China. Yes, that's right, China. Can you sell products in China? And if so, how would you go about it? Let's break it down. Now, I already know what some of you are thinking. Selling to China? MDB sounds like complete bullshit. But trust me, by the end of this video, it will all make complete sense. Now, the reason I bring up China is because as of 2020, China is now the second largest market for beauty care and personal care sales. In 2020 alone, sales for personal care and beauty products were $66 billion. And with the projected growth in e-commerce, that number is expected to rise to $80 billion by 2025. But here's the best part. That $66 billion, about a third, $25 billion of that, came from foreign imported brands. That's right. Sounds like an opportunity, huh? So as a beauty brand owner or a budding entrepreneur, how exactly would you get started? Well, first you could move to China, learn the language, establish a place of residence, get your ICP license, get your business license, establish warehousing space, establish your Chinese bank account, get your Chinese trade name, register your product with Chinese health authorities. But oh wait, I forgot we have the internet, so it's potentially a lot simpler. Turns out there are quite a few cross-border e-commerce platforms that allow you to gain access to the Chinese marketplace. In this video, I'm only going to mention two, Tmall Global and Kaola, which are respectively the largest and second largest cross-border e-commerce platforms in China. But I will only go into detail about Tmall Global because, in my opinion, it's probably the easiest one to use. Now, Tmall Global basically has two options for those looking to sell in China. The first one is called Overseas Fulfillment and is probably the easiest option for foreign brands because it allows you to test different products in the Chinese market before fully committing yourself to an online store. Here's how it works. First, you're going to give your products to Tmall Global on a consignment basis by shipping your goods to any one of their international warehousing locations. From there, Tmall Global is actually responsible for marketing your products both on and off their platform. Additionally, they're also responsible for logistics and the last mile delivery of your goods to Chinese consumers. The second option that Tmall Global offers is called Flagship Store. In this situation, you as the business or brand owner would have to manage an online flagship store on the Tmall Global website. In this situation, it is highly recommended that you find a marketer or distributor in China who can help you manage the online store and handle final deliveries of goods to those who bought it in China. The flagship store option is probably best for those who already have some degree of experience with Chinese e-commerce and they simply want to build additional trust and reliability with their customers. And if you're at all worried about finding a third-party marketer or distributor in China, I do hear that the Tmall Global staff do provide some assistance in that area. So that's also good to hear. Now, as we all know, a lot of these online marketplaces charge fees for either collateral, membership, or simply to be me. And the Chinese marketplaces are no different. But in general, the cross-border marketplace fees fall into three categories. First is a setup fee, which is used as collateral in the case of faulty products, returns, etc. You can think of it like a security deposit for your Tmall Global store. This fee can range from $10,000 to $25,000 depending on which platform you are using. Tmall Global, being the preeminent marketplace in this space, of course has a $25,000 fee. Second is what many platforms call the service or technical maintenance fee. It is an annual fee that the platform charges you for all the services rendered by the platform, like, existing. This fee will vary depending on what product category your brand is listed under, but in general it ranges from $5,000 to $10,000. So seriously keep this in mind, guys. In year one of using these cross-border platforms, you're spending at least $30,000. But hey, if your brand sales are strong enough, maybe this makes sense. Lastly, there are commission fees. Again, this will vary by product category and is basically money collected by the platform from every transaction. It ranges from 1 to 4%. Now, I've already shown you how beauty brands are making a killing in the Chinese beauty space. Now, let's take a look at the top 10 beauty categories and see where we might fit in. Here in order of sales quantity, we have powders, serum products, especially anti-aging serums, clay and gel masks, fragrances, both boutique and mainstream, beauty electronics, which I've heard is a fast-growing category, anti-hair loss or scalp treatments, bump or blemish reducing lotions and scrubs, anti-wrinkle treatments, teeth whitening strips, and hair coloring. And two things to note about this graph. I've been told that if your brand does not operate in these product categories, don't worry. Trends and preferences change frequently among Chinese consumers. Also, these stats reflect 2020 retail transactions, and as we know, 2020 was a weird year. As things go back to normal, things might change. For instance, lipstick might make a huge comeback as not everyone is wearing a mask 24/7. Wouldn't that be something? And now for my final and probably most salient point. Assuming you've paid your fees, got your trademarks in order, and maybe even found your third-party partner in China, you still probably need to know something about marketing your products to the Chinese consumer. Now, I am by no means an expert in marketing products in China, but I do know a few basics that might help you out. First, the Chinese consumer is doing almost everything on mobile, especially shopping. In fact, Tmall Global reported that 95% of their sales came from mobile devices. This is in stark contrast to the West, where PCs and laptops still represent a large portion of e-commerce. Therefore, everything you do should be mobile friendly or mobile optimized. Second, live streaming is very popular and very lucrative if done right. Let's just take a look at this clip of Kim K with a very popular Chinese live streamer.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. If you're just tuning in, Kim Kardashian West.
Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be here.
So this is your first live stream to China. You are considered the OG of influencers.
I love beauty from so many different cultures, so I was really proud that there are so many amazing influencers in China. Every different fragrance is such an emotional experience for me. A little bit stronger.
I love this one. I feel like I'm in Hawaii already.
Should we read the comments on each one?
Yeah. Should we pick it up? Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for tuning in.
开箱问了一下 Oh, Leah is calling now. So we already sold $500,000 of your products.
Oh wow. And I love seeing how it all works. Being able to sell products in China.
That's right, you just saw that. Not even 30 minutes and $500,000 worth of products sold. And lastly, it might be helpful to know that the average e-commerce shopper in China skews a little bit younger than in the West, with 66% of e-commerce shoppers in China being under 30. And I mean, this has all sorts of implications, from price points to product category selections to, of course, branding. And as I've stated before, I am definitely not the undisputed expert in cross-border sales to China. I'm simply trying to introduce you to opportunities that some of my other clients have already taken advantage of. In fact, if any of you have actually had experience with these cross-border platforms, I invite you to leave a message in the comments below or email me directly. Well guys, that's all the time I have today, but I really can't wait to see you guys again. Until next time, this is MDB, signing out.